Our threshold tool has been developed by all the agencies in the Devon Safeguarding Children Board to ensure we work together, to understand the needs of Devon's children, to think through who is best placed to support them, and to clarify when we should take action to keep children and young people safe. The tool is for all children, whatever their level of need. Used effectively, it will identify children's needs and vulnerability at an early stage so we can take action together. It will track progress over time and clarify when we should deploy our more intensive services. It can also be used to help set goals and reduce risk to children. We want you to use this tool to support your practice with children and young people in Devon. It will help improve our communication and shared understanding of the needs of children so that we match their needs with the right level of assessment and support throughout their childhood. This film will follow the lives of one family in Devon. They're not a real family, but the issues they experience are all too common. You'll hear about their lives, the achievements and the difficulties, and how a teacher in one school uses the tool to take action and change things for the better.
Johnny, where are you going?
I'm going out, Mum.
No, you're not going out. You've got things to do.
Yes, I am.
No, you can't. You've got to go to school.
Mum,
and you've got things
get
to do
off my back.
No, Johnny, you've got to stay
Mum,
at
I'm
home.
going out.
Johnny, I don't want you hanging out with...
Get
Johnny.
off my back.
I really just wanted a bit of a chat with you, just to kind of go through things and just learn a little bit more about you. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
All right. So, who's in your family?
My two sisters, Asha, who's 9 years old, and my little sister, Bryony, who's 9 months.
What's Bryony like?
Bryony, she's well nice. Her face lights up as soon as she sees me. I love her.
What about Asha? Tell me a bit about Asha.
She's got learning difficulties, so I have to help out a lot with her, and yeah.
We've become worried about Johnny Johnson, one of our Year 10s. We've noticed some changes over the last 8 months. Attendance slipping off, school performance not where it was, not talking to his friends. He's also not talking to us, which is unusual. Previously we knew him pretty well and we could cut him some slack because we knew he was involved in the care of his sister, Asha. But he's started not attending school. Missed most of last week. He hasn't been in at all this. And we believe he's spending time with some ex-pupils who are into drugs. We know things are going wrong for Johnny and we know we need to get in early. So I've spoken to the head of year and we agreed I'd talk to Johnny and to Candice, his mum, to try to find out what's changed for them and to begin to plan how we might improve things.
My daughter, Asha, she's only 9 and she's got learning difficulties and I'm always worried. I struggle trying to look after all 3 of them and sometimes feel like I'm not there. I don't know, I just really struggle with her. And I'm just going to have the social involved and, you know, I'm doing my best and I just want the best for them. And I don't really want other people involved. I'm worrying about Johnny, my son. I mean, he's not going to school, he's getting in with the wrong crowd, he's rude to me, he has shown me no respect whatsoever.
She annoys me most of the time. I think she thinks I'm worthless, to be honest. Yeah, she has a lot of problems, but she just annoys me and I might get a bit hard-headed at times. And she's always on my back and she never gets off. I have to help with my sister and she won't let me go. Kids at school, they hate me. They think my mum is loose and she has a lot of boyfriends, you know. She comes around and yeah. I do drugs, but that's not really a problem. No, a little bit there, a little bit here.
So I've spoken to Johnny and Candice and have a better understanding of how things are for them. I'm concerned about the deterioration in their relationship. This isn't how things were, and I'm also worried about who Johnny's spending time with. It's difficult sometimes to be clear about how concerned we should be as a school, and when we should bring others in. A good starting point is simply to write down the concerns and the strengths in 2 columns to sum these up.
Make sure you highlight the strengths as well as the concerns, as these give you something to build on.
The threshold tool helps by setting out some examples of the different levels. The matrix is a good starting point.
This gives a good overview of the areas where we may be concerned. For example, in respect of his general health, physical or language development, with few concerns, he's physically well, age-appropriate involvement in physical activity, good verbal and non-verbal communication. However, when we look at emotional and social issues, we identify that Johnny is now slipping more towards level 3, with some association with delinquent substance misusing, risk-taking peers. In terms of behaviour, the inappropriate relationships with adults and peers, a level 2 need. Johnny's had a high level of responsibility for Asher at points, although recently this has tailed off. In terms of his aspirations, we're seeing Johnny slipping from being well motivated and self-confident towards disengagement.
Overall, there are a lot of areas where I don't have concerns, but there are a number of level 2s and level 3s. Some of the 2s are deteriorating to 3s. However, there were also the conversations with Johnny and Candice. Both were committed to doing something about their lives, and both recognised that if the problems persist, they'll be harmful to all 3 children. I'm proposing that we put together a plan under the Devon Assessment Framework, a DAF, with clear goals, specific people who are going to help them with each of the areas, and a timeline for improvement. Milestones over the next couple of weeks around how they are with each other, resolving the bullying issues for Johnny, and ensuring his school attendance. We'll review things at this point, thinking particularly about whether Johnny is still erring towards those ex-pupils. We'll be able to see the progress we make, highlight where we can't make progress, or we can contact MASH for advice.
It's early days. We've got a much better understanding of the family's needs, some of the complexities and issues between Candice, Johnny and the other children. Candice and Johnny have agreed the school can talk to other organisations about helping them, and the teacher has become the lead professional for the deaf. There is cause for hope. They're both saying they want things to change and have begun to identify some strengths to build on. However, it's crucial that the agencies continue to think about the issues and risks against the threshold tool. If the milestones are not met, or if at any point they believe the children are at risk, the teacher will need to contact the MASH, Devon's multi-agency safeguarding hub. It's important that this approach is put in place for each of the children. Sometimes too much focus on a child who has problems means risks are missed for siblings, who may be even more vulnerable. Another key area to think about is the impact of men who Candice has a relationship with, ensuring we have an open dialogue with Candice and other significant adults in the children's lives. I hope you have gained a strong sense of how the threshold tool can help you in your work. You can access further information on early help, contacting MASH and child protection procedures at the Devon Safeguarding Children Board website. This includes some e-learning, where you can continue to follow the lives of Candice, Johnny, Asher and Bryony, and learn about how their needs might be recorded, plans devised, and progress identified through the DAF.